Hey guys, today I wanted to share with you a very simple spread that I'm gonna do. So I picked up these flowers on my drive back and I already taped them in, so I apologize for already having something done. But basically I decided to spend today going on a mini road trip, like just like a simple day trip to this seaside town that looked cool, and I was just looking for somewhere that was easy to commute to, that I would be able to spend the day at the beach and take a bunch of photos. So I'm going to share those with you, and then I will finish out the simple spread. So I guess because I've already been waving these about, I'll show you these ones first. This is printed out on my Canon Ivy, and these are photos that I took with my Fuji X100V. So these photos, I wanted to show you both the printout on the Ivy as well as the actual photos like straight out of camera, just so you can kind of see the print quality up against how they look like on your phone. So that's why I'm showing these again, is I'm going to try to like fit them on the screen somewhere. But yeah, so I just think that's really fun. I'm obsessed with this printer. Ever since I got it, I've been using it a ton to add more and more pictures to my journal here. So it's getting extra fat now that I have that printer. So and then I shoot all types of cameras. I shot on my brand new 35mm Canon F1. It's brand new to me. Obviously those cameras are vintage, but that's a camera that I've wanted for years and years. So the majority of the shots that I took today were actually on that camera. And then I also finished a roll out of my half frame camera because it just had a couple of shots left, and that particular roll had been sitting in that camera for like probably close to a year and a half or even 2 years. So I just finished that off real quick. So obviously you're not going to see those in this particular video, but hopefully in the future when I am able to get that roll developed, I will show you all the photos there. But I shot plenty of instant photography. As you can see just by the frame corners, you can tell a lot of my film was expired, just because I've had it for so long and it's been sitting in my car and I haven't shot it. So I need to be better about that. I just get nervous about shooting too much at once, and then it ends up sitting there too long and then I shoot it all. So it's kind of a catch-22 on that one. But I'm gonna save the best for last, so I'm actually moving the peach ones in the back. And then I remember which camera shot all the different photos, so I will go over that with you so you have a frame of reference. So first we have the Polaroid Go. So the Polaroid Go is, the tiny mini Polaroid camera. I like it because of how pocketable it is and how just non-fuss it is. The photos are very cute. They're very sweet. I will say they are always very soft. So if that's not your thing, then I don't recommend it, but it has that kind of dreamy pastel look to it, vintage look, and the photos are they're always going to be very soft. So if that's your vibe. But yeah, ocean pictures actually look really cool in my opinion with that camera. And next, I shot on my Diana that shoots Instax Square. So that is a plastic toy camera that is very simple. It has like a couple of distances that you can choose, and then a couple of light settings that you can choose that are referring to its aperture, but it does it like cloudy, sunny, all that kind of stuff. But anyways, there's always like a pretty strong vignette around it, because it is a plastic camera with a plastic lens, and so everything is kind of like that. I like this one, even though it's mostly washed out and you can like barely see what's on it. I like it because it kind of looks like you're looking through one of those, oh gosh, I don't even remember what they're called. One of those things that like makes you see far away. If you can think of the word, feel free to tell me. But yeah, it looks like you're looking through a telescope. There you go. Looking through a telescope. And then these are shot on I have a lot of cameras, guys. This is shot on my SQ6, which is also an Instax camera that shoots square. but just a lot more control, better lens, better setup. It's just a fancier camera than the toy Diana. But yeah, so I kind of, on every camera that I decided to use that day, I did one land shot and one like ocean shot. And then I tried to just vary them up so that you could kind of see, you know, just have cute different stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And then lastly, but certainly not least, I shot on my Polaroid i2, which is a very fancy, amazing camera that I'm absolutely obsessed with, that I just need to get better about shooting on, but I shot pretty much all my expired film. So this is not a reflection of the capabilities of the camera, it's more a reflection of the condition of the film. So yeah, there is some beach shots. I actually really like this shot. I just think it's really pretty. And even though you can tell that like it has that pink wash over it from being expired, I still think that there's a lot of color there, and I like how pastel it is. And I think these markings are kind of cool. I personally enjoy the imperfections of Polaroid, so it really just doesn't bother me at all. Obviously this is like not that pretty, but when it's little like that, I just don't care. You'll see coming up one of these like easily over half the image, actually it's like 2/3 of the image are that, which just means like it either didn't spread or the chemicals were like dead or something like that. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but yeah, so this one which I was bummed because this one I actually timed perfectly, that there was like this, it was either a crow or a seagull flying right in the center, and I was so excited for this photo to come out because I was like, oh, I got the bird, and then obviously almost the entire frame was dead. But the part of the frame that was still working is the part that had my car, so you can see my little car there, which I think is kind of cute. And then yeah, I think it's cool for you guys to see what expired film looks like because it just has its own feel, and I don't necessarily think it's bad. It's just kind of its own thing, its own look. But I personally enjoy it enough that I'm not like upset about it. I don't shoot these because I'm expecting, you know, photographic perfection. I'm shooting them just because I think they're really really cool to have and really cool to look at. So this was in Ocean Shores. I originally went to the town Seabrook. I ended up going to a random beach location like in between Seabrook and Ocean Shores, and then I was like, I'll go check out Ocean Shores real quick. I got there and I realized I was just too tired, and I had like over an hour and a half drive to go back, so I actually spent maybe like 20 minutes in Ocean Shores. But this huge disc thing was there, and it's right outside of a antique shop that just says what does it say, Nate's Vintage, I think is what it says. But yeah, shooting this particular object on Polaroid is just like chef's kiss in my opinion, because it looks like a picture that you took in like, I don't know, like the 60s or something. It does not look like you took this in, you know, May 2025. So I just love it. I think it's a really cool keepsake. And then these two are the ones that turned out by far the best. So technically this was my first shot of the day. I pulled over on the side of the road when I got my first opportunity to get the ocean, and I adore this photo. So you can see pretty different when film is not expired versus when it's expired. It's like a pretty significant difference, but I think both look cool, so I'm not like upset about it. But yeah, I adore this photo. I mean, it's not like photographic genius or anything. Like, it's just a general pretty normal landscape, but just because of how well exposed it is and how much detail for a Polaroid there is, and then the fact that this trip was just fun and something new for me. It was the first time that I had ever driven out onto a beach like that, and just like I ran around on the beach for quite a while, taking pictures, playing with my cameras, just walking around, and then I just was like able to chill in my car, and I was on the beach right up on the waves, and that was just so gorgeous and just such an amazing way to spend the day. So and then this was just a spot that I passed on the way down, and I just thought this sign looked cool, and I love how this photo turned out. I think even though it is a little bit overexposed, I think that Polaroid leans well to looking good that way, so I'm extremely happy with this photo. So yeah, these two are by far the best as far as like exposure and just how they turned out from that standpoint, but this one is probably easily one of my favorites of the day. And then let's see, I really like a lot of these, honestly. I'm pretty happy with most of them. I'd say I like this one quite a bit. Some of these are pretty like plain, like this one's pretty plain, but you know, I'm not much of a landscape photographer. I'm not even much of a nature photographer, to be honest. Like, I love taking pictures of florals and of the ocean, and like that's about it. But the vast majority of my photography is portraits and street photography, and then just like random vintage things that I find that I think are cool. So that is all of the instant photography that I shot today. These are going to be going into their corresponding albums. I do not put Polaroid or Instax in this guide because he, as you can see, well, she actually, she is very fat without those kind of photos in here. So it would just be way too extreme to try to put anything like this in there, which is why I got that printer. So yes, that is it. And I am trying to decide what I want to write on this spread because I'm not, like, to be completely honest with you, my brain is kind of fried. I left the house around, I want to say it was like around noon. The drive there was longer than the drive back just due to traffic and things like that. And so it was like probably an hour 45 or so there, and then it was only an hour and a half back, which isn't bad. But I mean, it was a day that was just, for me, it was just full of relaxing and enjoying being by the ocean, and just like, I mean, it was just a beach day. And I remember being out there and thinking two things. One, I was out there and I'm like, I could be a beach bum. Like, I could be completely satisfied being a beach bum. Now, is that actually true? Probably not, but it's definitely crossed my mind because I was just like, the amount of peace that I felt and the amount of joy just being up against the ocean like that was just like, oh my gosh, I would go there every day if it wasn't an hour and a half away. And then the other thing I was thinking about when I was out there is I just love the rock face. So I'll probably, as I'm talking, try to insert some images if I haven't already. But of the rock face, it just is really gorgeous kind of gradient of color. I like that you can see up against the stark, like, barrenness of the trees. I don't know, just the view in both directions. I was just like all about it. I really liked seeing the landscape just as much as I liked seeing the ocean. So it was a really good day. It was a perfect location to go enjoy the sun, especially because there were people out there, which is nice in some ways, but there was so few people out there that you definitely had like your own space, you know what I'm saying? Like, you weren't intruding on anyone, nobody was intruding on you, and so you could kind of like enjoy it together but separate, you know what I'm saying? And so like I actually really like that, because yeah, sometimes you just want like peace and just to be in nature and to be in your own head and just kind of like breathe, you know, and not have it like have to kind of mentally manage other things, if that makes sense. And so yeah, I was just very, very happy out there, and it was a good day. It was a very good day. So I think that is it for this spread. I was thinking as far as what I'm gonna put on here. I mean, let's see, this video is long enough, so I'm not gonna bother with having you watch me write everything out because it's gonna take me a minute to decide what I want to say. But I think I'm just gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna say obviously where I was at, and then I think just kind of like facts about the day I think would be kind of cute, honestly. So just like the timing of it, what cameras I used, like stuff like that. And that's about it. I'm no poet over here, so it's not gonna be any kind of literary genius, but I'm just gonna probably put the location, put the like time and that kind of thing, maybe like the coordinates, that'd be cute, I don't know, something like that, and then write a little bit about what cameras I used and call it a day. So that is it for the kind of photography themed update. It turned into this quasi like camera comparison sort of situation, which I think is kind of cool for you guys, because if you are even remotely interested in instant photography, you can kind of see how the different cameras look, or what the photos that they produce, how different they look. And also, like, you can kind of see whether or not you like the way that these photos print, because they do have a certain look to them. I will say that without question, they have kind of their own aesthetic, if that makes sense. So if you like look at the pictures here versus the like picture on your phone, it looks different. It's not a bad different, but it's definitely different. So I think this video is a good demonstration of that. So you can kind of see what that printer is capable of and its limitations. It doesn't bother me. I am an analog girl all the way, so the fact that it's not like super professional digital is like a non-issue to me. And just for some comparison though, I don't know how easy it is for you to tell on camera, but these photos are photos taken on someone's phone that I printed on like nice photo paper and out of my printer, and there's a pretty big difference between the like thermal printer and these, from like a quality and like a sharpness. I'd say is the biggest thing. Sharpness and color, like variation or color, like the nuances of color are the kind of the two big things. Yeah, hopefully that was helpful, and thanks so much for watching and kind of doing a little journal photography update with me. We'll see you in the next one.